anime. That's it. That's the thesis statement.
You're now watching Vindo.
Think back to that first anime you really got attached to. I'm sure for most of you, I know what it is. I had this really good friend growing up, and whenever I'd go over to his house, I was always being exposed to something new and cool and different. He had a subscription to Shonen Jump magazine, and I remember us flipping through the pages, just oogling at the artwork and trying our best to recreate a lot of it, mostly badly because we were like 10. But the one that always caught my attention was the silly little pirate comic about the guy with the stretchy arms, One Piece.
The way that writer and artist Ichiro Oda was drawing the characters was so different than everything else that was in the magazine. It was always so alluring, and I really, really fell in love at first sight.
Shortly thereafter, I was introduced to the anime version of One Piece. Yeah, so the anime, when it was first brought to America, was done by 4Kids Entertainment, the same company that did Sonic X. What they didn't realize was the content of the property they just bought probably wasn't appropriate for a Y7 audience. You know, it's a book about pirates, so there's lots of guns and blood and death and sadness. What ended up happening was they had to severely cut the show and edit it to be appropriate for that audience. Cigarettes turn into lollipops, darts turn into suction cups. Guns are sometimes like they're either like a squirt gun. Everyone's just carrying around like big orange guns because that makes it better. Sometimes they're like weird hammer contraptions. And my smooth 10-year-old brain loved it. But here's the thing, this was probably the biggest flop over here in the States, because One Piece has always been incredibly huge over in Japan, but over here, I don't think so, Tim. A couple years passed and 4Kids stopped producing their One Piece dub. Mark Kirk, the senior vice president of digital media at 4Kids Entertainment, eventually revealed that One Piece was bought in a package deal with other anime that they had planned to dub. And they didn't review it at all. No one did any research on it. So they were like, oh, well, we bought it. I guess we have to do it now. In that same interview, Mark Kirk says that One Piece ruined 4Kids' reputation, which I find hilarious. It's one of those who shot Hannibal situations. They did it to themselves. They didn't have to buy the property, but they did, and they didn't review it. Why would you do that?
The only reputation that may have been harmed is the reputation of One Piece here in the West. It's not until recent years that it started to catch on. But let me tell you something. One Piece will blow your mind, and creator Ichiro Oda will make sure that happens.
I've heard a lot of people call him one of the great authors of our time, and I don't think they're wrong. I think one of the most wild things to think about is that creators of manga, they're essentially one-man teams. They've got, a group of editors and sometimes folks that'll help with background art. But for the most part, all of the creative decisions are all coming from one guy. It's one person's vision from start to finish. I've read an interview with Oda where he said that editors have pitched story ideas to him and he stops them before they can really say anything because he wants to come up with everything on his own, which is like so admirable to think about a story that has lasted this long, over 25 years at this point, and it's one guy's vision.
Could you even begin to imagine if just one person did Batman for the course of like 30 years and it was all one person's vision? It just doesn't happen here in Western comics.
The two major things that Oda does incredibly well are characters and world building. I think the best example of probably both of these things is through the character of Nico Robin. Her backstory is heartbreaking, and when you get to an arc like Enies Lobby and get to fully experience it's just that expansion of the world, It is so good. It's really hard for me to say all this stuff without spoilers, but there's so many amazing things in One Piece. The main character, Monkey D. Luffy, is just that childlike spirit that we all wish we could hold on to. He's just, he doesn't think, he just acts. And he always acts in the best interests of his friends or his own dreams, and is just a good dude. He's just a good dude, and he's stupid, but he's so funny, and just looks like he would just be the best dude to hang out with. Like, partying with that guy would be incredible. Not to mention the new live action One Piece is releasing the day that this video releases, and Inaki Godoy, oh my gosh, what a lovely human being. They released a video the other day of him meeting Oda, and Oda gives him the hat. I'm not crying, you're crying. If nothing else comes from the live action, the core cast of the Straw Hat crew, their chemistry together is phenomenal. They did such a good job of picking just the right people for those roles. It's so fun to watch them in interviews together, and I hope the show is as fun as those interviews have been. I think that one of the big reasons that One Piece works is that, you know, it's a story about overcoming trauma and oppression and helping your friends out and following your dreams, and it just fills you with so much inspiration and love. And I think that is so powerful. Whenever I am on a beach or on a boat, I'm always thinking about the adventures that these characters would have in that setting. It's just so much fun. One Piece is so much fun. Give it a try. If you make it to Arlong Park and you're not having a good time, then it's not for you. It's not going to be for everybody. But what I'm saying is that this book changed my life. I don't think I would be the way I am if it wasn't for a character like Luffy. You know, it sounds so stupid, but it's true. Come here, come a little closer. I got something to tell you. Art is awesome. It moves us, it inspires us, it connects us together. The fact that a work of fiction or a work of music or a cartoon or a movie can connect people and make them feel real emotions is a really special thing. And I think we live in a great time to be able to have so many places where we can access art and just let ourselves escape through it. I guess what I'm saying is read or watch One Piece and go create something. I'm challenging you to make a drawing, make a short video, make a song. Just express yourself through art, because art is amazing. And you're amazing too. Thank you so much for watching. I'ma love you, I'ma miss ya. Take care.
Sounds. You're now watching Vindo.